Right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Vinod Siani. I'm the CEO at EducateMe Group. I'm speaking to you today from London, sunny London. We are hitting high temperatures today. We've got 32 degrees. For some of you, that's probably a blessing. But 32 degrees is quite high for London. Anyway, we have the sun here. Thank you very much, everybody, for sending us the sun. So today, EducateMe Group is hosting a webinar in conjunction with our partners, University of Law. We will bring on University of Law momentarily. Before that, we're just going to talk about EducateMe Group, who we are, what we do, and a little bit about us, okay? So just quickly, who we are. So EducateMe Group is a UK-based agency. We provide consultancy to students, primarily all-rounded support for all learners of all stages of international study. A little bit about me. I've been working in the education sector for more than 37 years. Of course, everything that I have done has been centered around the student in all my career and posts that I've had. So I've met with many, many international students over these years, okay? Right, next page, please. Okay, what do? Our aim is to make quality education accessible to international students across the globe. So no matter where you are, what your age is, we will try and accommodate all of your needs and making it accessible to the universities of your choice. Today, we're promoting University of Law, one of our premium partners. Okay, thank you. Next. A little bit more about us, our awards and accreditations. Here you can see some accolades that we have got. Business Leader Awards of 2025. And then, of course, we've been runner-up in previous years. We are also accredited by institutions such as ISF, British Council, Pearson's, IELTS, Language Cert, and OET. Okay, thank you very much. Next. Okay, how are we different from other institutions? This is a question we get asked very, very often. Why should I use EducateMe Group instead of another agency, perhaps that's nearer to me? And so forth. So number one is we don't charge any consultation fees. So students coming to us, inquiring parents, etc., and none of our consultants, our counselors, will charge you any application fee. So all of the help in terms of making your application, helping you with guidance in terms of documents and rounding up your application, we don't need to charge you anything, okay? We don't charge anything, not a penny. Students' loans, we can guide you with giving you introductions to banks. And then, of course, thereafter, they can offer you the programs and, I suppose, promotions that they have in terms of what is best for you. We are also partners of One Vasco, used to be called VFS. So VFS is the middle organization that's partnered between the UK government and the India government in terms of assisting you with your visa. So when you are ready for your visa, you don't hand your visa to the British embassy, and neither do you give it to the Indian embassy. You give it to an organization called VFS, and VFS are owned by a company called One Vasco. So we are teamed up with VFS as well. More importantly, we also get asked, what about work? As a student, can I get any assistance with work? Well, yes, you can. Being accredited with EducateMe Group, we are also accredited and placed with an organization that's called Student Circus. And Student Circus are an organization that is primarily looking after international students only get jobs or internships in the United Kingdom, okay? So that service is also free for students who come through EducateMe Group. We have personalized English classes, so we do online English classes for IELTS or Pearson's and so forth. We do airport pickups, and we also can offer you some accommodation assistance if needed. And what's more important is our transparent agent portal for students and agents. And what that means is when you make an application through us, you actually get a view to where your application is in terms of stages. So if it's at a stage where you're waiting for an offer letter, or if it's at a stage where you've got a confirmed offer letter, then you actually can view all of that online using your phone or your computer or your tablet. Go in 24/7. You'll be given a unique username and password, and you can check where your application is at any time. Okay, so that's a service that's also available for you. So it means that you don't have to pick up the phone and say to us, oh, can you tell me where my application is? I haven't heard from you for a week. Here you can log in online, check, and you can actually see a transparent view of where your application is. What we see is what you see. Okay, so the moment it moves along, you can actually get sight of that. And actually you'll get an email alert to say there's been some movement on your application. Please log in and have a look. Okay, so actually really, really great for students. All right, next, please. All right, this is the time where I will go quiet for a short while. We'll now introduce our partners at the University of Law, who will ask them to talk about the programs, how accessible it is for students to make applications to the University of Law. At the very end, we will both be available for questions and answers, okay? So may I ask you please to hold back your questions, make a note of it, and then we'll open up the chat and microphones once we're finished. So I'm now handing you over to my colleagues at the University of Law, and a short bye from me.
Thank you, Mr. Vinod, and thank you everyone who is present today. I am Hanamanta Gowda, the representative University of Law. When it comes to University of Law, you might see the name as the law, but we are not just known for law programs. We offer programs into law, business, criminology, psychology, and computer science, to name a few. And when it comes to our programs or why University of Law, one of the prominent factors with University of Law is we are present across the United Kingdom. So if you choose our campuses, we are present in London, Birmingham, Manchester, Nottingham, Leeds, and Bristol. So basically, when I say all these campuses, let me take a minute to explain more about here. We are not a lush greenfield campus, but we are a city-centric campus. So when I use the word city-centric campus, what exactly I'm trying to stress over here? One, access to opportunities, whether students are looking for part-time jobs or interacting with the potential employers or looking for peer learning, everything is pretty much accessible. Next, when you live in big cities, the moment you can also travel across to the big cities, whether you want to travel to London, Manchester, Leeds, York, any of the big cities, for any networking events, it is pretty much accessible. So that is exactly what we support students through our campuses as well, and the major campus locations we have across the United Kingdom. And no matter what programs you choose at the University of Law, whether you're going to study law, business, psychology, everything comes with the practical approach. See, as a university, we don't believe the conventional theoretical approach. We believe something called the practical approach or the practical learning. So why we focus on the practical learning? One simple aspect: tomorrow when the students go to the campus, the first thing they have to know is how to apply that knowledge. The application of knowledge is clearly taught in the comfort of the classroom. So that's exactly where we differentiate. If the students are going to study law program, we give them 50 hours of advocacy training. If the students are going to study business program, we have 1+1. That is, students can either go for 12 months program or a 24 months program. If the students are going to study psychology, we have 40 hours of professional development module as well, which also helps them in securing that hands-on experience from the comfort of the classroom. So basically, our programs are meticulously designed to meet the industrial needs. Okay, that's exactly how we train our students. And we are a QS 5-star rated university thanks to the quality of teaching and amazing support by our career services team. So we have been always given the value of education, a true believer in that, and we ensure that whenever students comes to our institution, they should certainly get the best of best knowledge and amazing faculty. Thanks to our amazing faculty, where students can at any point of time during the academic journey, they can go and approach the faculty, clarify any doubts, whatever it is. All the support is given to our students. You don't believe, actually, we don't have hundreds of students in one classroom. We just have around 30 to 40 students in each classroom to ensure that there is always a seamless access to our students during their academic journey. That's one of the major advantage at the University Law Business School. And no matter what programs you choose at the University of Law, whether you're going to study law, you're going to study business, you're going to study psychology, everything is taught by experts. So when I use the word experts, we have dual perspective of learning. One, the conventional academic learning. That is, you learn from textbooks, you learn from journals, you learn from magazines, you learn from our business review articles. So all this comes on the one perspective. On the other hand, we have something called the professional perspectives. We invite C-level executives, we invite solicitors, barristers, ex-police officers, criminologists. They come and they train the students as well. So basically, students get to learn from the dual perspective of learning. One, the academic learning. Other hand, they also learn from the professionals who have been working in the industry for the last 2 decades, 3 decades. They know how to apply that knowledge in real world. So all these perspectives are taught in the comfort of the classroom. So that's exactly why we use the thought experts. And another important aspect with University of Law, we don't say 80% employment rate, we don't say 90% employment. We are very clear that 95% of our graduates are employed in highly skilled occupations. Thanks to the quality of teaching, thanks to the practical exposure we give to the students, thanks to the experts who come and train our students, and the outcome is very visible. 95% of our students are employed in highly skilled occupations. So why I buttress on the highly skilled occupations? Another a minute or two I'll take over here. After this training, if you have time, just take a time and just review how the highly skilled occupations and the normal job occupancy will pay in the UK. Those who are employed in highly skilled occupations certainly have a higher wage advantage. So that's one unique advantage. And students who are generally employed in highly skilled occupations have more opportunity in securing the employment sponsorship. That's again one of the advantages of securing the opportunities in highly skilled occupations list or the employment in highly skilled occupation list. And of course, as a university which has been running for the last 149 years, starting in 1876, we have trained more practicing lawyers in the United Kingdom than any other institution. That comes with, again, experience and expertise as a legal education institution. And before I conclude this introduction part, one important advantage at the University of Law is we have an expert career services team at the University of Law, wherein we have 30 individuals who are ready to support the students throughout their academic journey, whether looking to review the CV or training the students or brushing up their communication skills. So everything is completely taken care. So basically, I would like to stress one important advantage here at this University of Law. When a student enrolls into the program, he or she will get a holistic learning approach throughout their academic journey. They don't just graduate from the University of Law, but they know how to apply that knowledge in the real world. So that's exactly how we believe in training our students. And as I mentioned earlier, we're present across the United Kingdom. So we have a campus in Manchester, Leeds, Birmingham, Nottingham, London Bloomsbury, London Moorgate, Bristol. So if you look at here, we have 2 campuses in London alone. So it's in central London. So students at any point of time can choose any of these campuses. And students who are going to study the legal education, they can also choose to study in our partner institutions. Like we have partnership Reading, Liverpool, East Anglia, Sheffield, Exeter, Southampton, Royal University of London, Newcastle, University of Chester. We just have concluded a partnership with, the talks with the University of Hull and Oxford Brookes universities as well. So students can certainly choose studying any of these institutions, the legal education, if they want to have, idea of studying in the rest group of universities as well. So when it comes to the University of Law Business School, some credentials to discuss. One, we are a part of the University of Law. The ULaw Business School is part of the University of Law, which is again one of the oldest universities in the United Kingdom. We are ranked number 1 for the National Student Satisfaction Survey. What is this National Student Satisfaction Survey? National Student Satisfaction Survey is basically conducted by the government of the UK. It's not any third-party agency that conducts, this kind of a service. This is purely conducted by the government of the UK. Students who are studying across the United Kingdom in multiple universities, in multiple campuses, they come together and they nominate which university is really good. In 2020, we have ranked number 1, and thanks to the quality of teaching, we have been able to maintain that. We are still top 10 in 2025 as well. So that itself reflects when a student enters the University of Law campus to pursue any of the programs. I'm not just saying law programs, I'm even saying the business programs as well. Whether they want to study the business analytics, project management, any of the programs, rest assured that they are going to be satisfied with the quality of teaching. Of course, we are a QS 5-certified university. We have some accreditations from major bodies in the United Kingdom like CMI, CIM, and ACCA. Apart from that, to maintain the global standards in our curriculum, we have also been a member of AMBA from the UK, that is Business Class Association, and ICWIS AFMD from the Europe, and ASASB from the United States of America. When it comes to the employability support team, as at the ULaw Business School, we always work as one team, not just with our academic, but also with our theoretic approach. One, students, whenever they enroll into any of the program, the first thing we do is we do something called a career mapping. So what is this career mapping? You might have heard the concept called credit mapping during this industrial work. But career mapping is something very simple, wherein we sit with the student, we understand where the student is there in the scale 1 to 10, and we train the students in the next due course of 12 months. We train the students through multiple workshops, reviewing their CV, advising them how to draft a covering letter to ensure that by the time they graduate, they should be on a scale 8 to 9 so that they are able to secure the opportunities. So that is exactly how the employability support team works to support the students in securing the opportunities. Apart from that, we also have the mentorship and we also conduct the career fair on the campus. So one advantage of this career fair on campus is where you will directly have an opportunity to interact with not just the employees, but also the hiring managers. Understand how the hiring process works in the organization, and you can also understand how you can prepare very well as a candidate to ensure that you are successful in securing the opportunity. To conclude about this particular aspect, we also provide access to the job database vacancy. Please note that these job data, vacancy which we provide, the vacancies are not like any, they don't charge like any hidden charges or anything as such. It's purely authentic. We work with 11,800 business organizations in the United Kingdom. and whatever the opportunities that props up in those organizations, they directly come to University Law Career Support, and we support the students through this job database vacancy. They can submit the application from the comfort of their homes or the accommodation. When it comes to the advantage of studying at the University of Law, one of the prominent factors is the employment promise. We are the only UK university to offer something called the employment promise. So what is this employment promise? If the students are going to pursue any PG business program, please note that this is only for PG business programs, okay? Any PG business programs, whether it's artificial intelligence business, business analytics, corporate financial management, corporate governance and company law, cybersecurity management, leadership with human resource management, human resource with employment law, marketing, project management, strategic business management, and even our MBA, that is Masters of Business Administration. All these programs falls under the employment promise. How this works? If you come and enroll into the program, if you don't get a job after you successfully graduate from the University of Law, please note that if you don't get a job within the 9 months of your graduation, you can come back to the university and get a refund on your tuition fees. Yes, you heard it right. Either you get a job or you get your money back. How are we going to give this money? 50% will be given as a cashback and 50% will be given as a course credit. And this is very authentic, nothing like a gimmick or any bluff, anything as such. It's pure, it's authentic, and students can verify this at any point of time. Okay. Another important aspect, during this employment promise, we've also included only one law program, that is LLM Legal Practice SQE 1 and 2. Okay, so this program also falls under the employment promise. The only law program that falls under the employment promise is LLM Legal Practice SQE 1 and 2. Okay, no other law programs, no computer science, no psychology, and no LLM programs or MSc Legal Technology or the law conversion programs falls under the employment promise. Only the PG business programs falls under the employment promise. Okay, and next comes why you need to study at the University of Law. So this is again one of the unique opportunities, I would say. We have something called the Business School Advisory Board. So what is this Business School Advisory Board? Business School Advisory Board basically comprises of senior level executives working in multinational corporations. Like we have companies like Deutsche Bank, Alibaba Cloud, Cisco, Deloitte, and Hivers England, to name a few. These organizations, the senior executives working in these organizations, they come to the university and they prepare the curriculum. So why we seek the support of Business School Advisory Board? For the very simple fact or the very simple matter that when a student comes to ULaw Business School to pursue whether it's master's or the bachelor's, we want them to have what is happening in the industry. We want them to learn what's happening in the industry, what skills are required by the industry, what skills are required by the organizations, what skills are definitely looked by the companies that are currently hiring in the UK. So based on that approach, we inculcate those modules, we inculcate those curriculum to ensure that our graduates, our students are certainly secure the right opportunities after they successfully graduate from ULaw Business School. So that's one unique advantage. So basically through ULaw Business School, the Business School Advisory Board, we are creating something called an experiential learning to ensure that our students benefit from the best of best learning opportunities. They know what is happening in the industry, and we'll train the students accordingly the same modules or skill set or knowledge. Just to give you an idea here, we launched something called the Artificial Intelligence in Business. So if you look at that particular program in the master's level, it was again an idea given by the Business School Advisory Board. So they told that what is happening in industry, what skill sets are required. Based on that, we launched an AI in business as well. I'll discuss further on the programs in the next couple of slides. So when it comes to the alumni, thanks to our alumni, we have more than 100,000 alumni spread across 155 countries today. And thanks to the quality of teaching, thanks to the alumni who are ready to support the students post completing their degree in the respective countries through career mentorship or giving them the advice on the career opportunities as well. And as I mentioned earlier, we actively work with 11,800 business and organizations in the United Kingdom. So thanks to the rich history the University of Law has and the quality of teaching that we inculcate at ULaw Business School, so this is our platform where we are able to offer the employment promise. So if you know that employment promise, why I stress on the employment promise, not just because it's an insurance package or anything as such, but for the very simple fact that when we offer something like an employment employment promise for our graduates, for our students, you can know where exactly the strength lies. The strength lies in the quality of teaching, in the value of education that is being offered to the students. We don't simply say that, if students doesn't secure a job, we'll get them the employment promise. No, it's not that, idea. The idea here is the quality of teaching. If 11,800 organizations or, companies are willing to work with the University of Law, you can just know that the quality of knowledge the graduates have brought into the organization after they successfully graduate from the University Law Business School. So that's exactly how we support the students. That's exactly how we transition the student from their academic journey to the professional journey. Just to, before I conclude the alumni part, we have Sadiq Khan, who is the Mayor of London, who is the alumni of University of Law. We have Caroline Kenny, who is the Associate Legal Counsel at the Meta Facebook. She's also the alumni of University of Law. Not to exaggerate, not to blow up the matter, but half of the current alumni, half of the current MPs, the Member of Parliament in the United Kingdom, are also the alumni of University of Law. So basically, what I'm trying to explain here is, once upon a time, they were just students pursuing a legal program, but today they are a successful professionals. That's the platform you can expect at ULaw, that how it is going to enhance the student's profile post completing a degree from the University of Law. So when it comes to our postgraduate business programs, we have programs in business like project management, human resource management. We have MBA, strategic business management. Then we have business plus law like human resource with employment law. We have corporate finance and management. We have MSc criminology and criminal justice in criminology aspects. We have cybersecurity management. Again, one of the prominent programs students are looking now, because a lot of students are now interested in studying the tech plus management. So certainly they can go for project management. And we have MSc computer science conversion program. Thanks to our business school advisory board, again, we launched something called MSc legal technology as well, where students can learn the legal perspectives as well as the technological perspectives as well. And again, we also have a psychology conversion for students who come from the non-psychological background as well. And of course, when it comes to our hero programs, we have the business analytics, cybersecurity management, marketing, computer science conversion, project management, strategic business management. If you look at here, the tuition fees, it is one of the affordable. Okay, it's going to cost £15,000 in London, £14,000 outside London. So the tuition fees, what I'm giving to you is after the guaranteed bursary of £3,000 in London and £2,500 outside London. Of course, if you pay your tuition fees before 15th July 2025, it is going to be additional £500. In fact, you need to thank EducateMe Group here, because they were constantly saying that, our previous deadline was 28th of June. They were actually requesting us to extend the early bird discount. So we have heard the feedback from the market and we have extended this deadline. So please make utilize of the same. Submit your application, pay your deposits, and you are eligible for additional £500 discount. So if you combine your early bird discount as well as the guaranteed bursary, so the tuition fees will be £15,000 for 1 year program in London and £14,000 for outside London. And please note that all the PG business programs certainly comes with employment promise. So that's going to be an added advantage. So we have launched something called the professional practice program as well. So what is this professional practice? We have had a lot of students who are looking for a 2 years program, in the business programs. So we launched something called a professional practice, where students can study first 12 months in the classroom. The next 12 months, students can either go for a dissertation, a business project, a consultancy project, business plan, or even something called paid internship in the industry. Okay. Generally, I would say probably 95% of the students are quite keen to explore the last part, that is paid internship in the industry. Of course, we have an amazing career support team on campus who are ready to support the students in securing the opportunities post completing a master's program from the ULaw Business School. We've just launched the MBA program, so that's one of the advantages. Our MBA program certainly requires 3 years of mandatory work experience. It's not like a freshers MBA. It certainly requires the executive level work experience. So students, if they have 3 years of work experience, they can certainly go for our MBA program. And the best part is it also has a highest bursary, the guaranteed bursary. It is going to be £4,000 for all the students, irrespective of nationalities they come from. And of course, if the students pay their tuition fees before 15th of July, they also benefit additional £500. If you combine the guaranteed bursary as well as the early bird discount, the net tuition fees will be £15,500 for our MBA program in the Art of London. Please note that we don't offer MBA program outside London. The only program that is offered in London is the MBA program. Okay. And also, as I mentioned earlier, let me reiterate, this program also comes with the employment promise. In the Art of London, £15,500, the MBA program that comes with employment promise. So that's an gaining advantage. So when it comes to our undergraduate business programs, we have business management, accounting and finance, business management, marketing, business management with law. Again, this is one of the advantages here with University of Law. So students can choose any of the pathways. Okay. So they can study business with management, they can study with marketing, they can study with law. So that's one unique advantage. And we also have computer science in bachelor's, and we also have psychology in bachelor's. We have criminology in bachelor's. So students can choose any of these programs. And when it comes to the undergraduate tuition fees, please note that the tuition fees is £17,500 in London campus and £16,700 outside London. So the tuition fees what I'm giving is per year, and we have a scholarship for all the students for going for bachelor's program, whether they're going to study the bachelor's in law or business or any of the programs. So they have a guaranteed scholarship of £7,500, which we give in the final year. So this is how it works. The first year, the tuition fees will be £17,500. Second year, the tuition fees will be £17,500. Third year, the tuition fees will be £10,000 because £7,500 is given in the final year as a club scholarship. That is £2,500 per year, which is clubbed together and offered in the final years. So the deadline stands as like all the postgraduate programs are open till the July 28th, the application deadline. If the students are going for law conversion program or the LLB, it is going to be 14th July. If the students are going for LLM legal practice, it is going to be 7th July. Okay. And please note that the early bird discount has been extended till 15th July 2025. So when it comes to the law programs, one of the prominent factors with law programs is, before I discuss about the law programs, one of the prominent factors with University of Law is we work with top 94 legal firms out of the top 100 legal firms in the UK. Okay. So that's one of the advantages. So these are the few firms which we have given you for your reference. So students can certainly explore an opportunity in working in these legal firms. Okay. I'm not saying they can just explore the opportunity to work, but also seeking an internship or seeking a guidance or mentorship. So everything works very well with these firms. That's one of the advantages. And as I mentioned earlier, our LLB programs are one of the top notch. So another advantage here is our LLB program is also recognized by the Bar Council of India. I know why this is very important. So if you make a comparison with the Indian legal education and the UK legal education, in India, the students will have to study post completing their 12th grade amount of 5 years. Okay. Whereas in the UK, they just study for 3 years. That doesn't mean that just because they studied 3 years, they're not eligible. No, they can certainly come back to India and practice as an advocate or a lawyer because our LLB program is recognized by the Bar Council of India. Okay. That's one unique advantage. And of course, we require 70% in the 12th to be eligible for the law programs. So of course, as I mentioned earlier, the tuition fees is £17,550 for London and £16,700 for outside London. So when it comes to LLM, we have 27 LLM specializations. So another advantage with our LLM programs, we don't require students to come from the law background. Any background students can certainly go and pursue any of the programs. We had one student, in the past where she had completed BSc criminology in the bachelor's and she was interested in pursuing international criminal law. So certainly she got the opportunity to pursue LLM international criminal law and she's quite happy. She's just joined our program in the month of January and she's already completed her, the first semester and she's now in the second semester. So that's one of the advantage of going to study the law programs. If you have an interest to be an arbitrator or you want to become fluent in an international business law or a company law or corporate governance, so University of Law LLM program is the right fit for you. And the best part is 50% in your bachelor's, we are happy to accept in you for LLM programs. When it comes to the law conversion programs, if you have a desire to become a solicitor or a barrister in the United Kingdom, you have to go for the law conversion programs. Of course, we offer 3 law conversion programs at University of Law. We offer postgraduate diploma in law, we have MA law conversion, and then we have MA law SQ1. So students who have the passion to become the barrister or a solicitor, the first thing they have to do is they have to enroll in the law conversion program for the first year. And once they complete the 12 months program, then they enroll into the next 12 months into the legal practice, that is LLM legal practice SQ1 and 2. If they want to become a solicitor, they can go for this program. And if they want to become a barrister, they can go for bar practice course, that is BPC, post completing the law conversion program. So that certainly, gives them the path to become the solicitor or the barrister. And please note that, as I mentioned earlier, the way how students are eligible to become an LLM graduates in the University of Law, irrespective of their bachelor's background, students can also become a solicitors or the barristers just going through the law conversion program that gives them the way to become a solicitor or the barrister in the United Kingdom. And before I proceed further, let me give you an idea why again we stand tall in terms of training the students in the legal education. The national average passing rate for the solicitor is 71%, whereas with University of Law it is 84%. Okay, that's one unique advantage. And again, the national average passing rate for BPC, that is bar practice course or the barrister stands at 52% overall. With University of Law, it is 70%. So again, in the barrister pathway or the solicitor pathway, we are above the national average passing rate. So that itself reflects how good we are in what we are doing. So when it comes to the application process, once you have decided or concluded with your search to submit the application with particular program, please submit the application, and please note that once you have submitted all the application, you will receive your offer letter. And once you have the offer letter, the second thing you have to do is you have to record your CAS interview. And please note that we don't charge a single rupee till you clear your CAS interview. So there is no charges at all. And I think we have a couple of universities in the UK. We don't charge any fees for your the CAS interview. And post completing the interview, then only you will have to pay the deposit. And please note that we don't leave students blindfolded. Okay, each week, like every week, we conduct twice a week something called interview readiness webinar. Okay, these webinar links are also shared to the students and also shared to the agents. So you can always attend this webinar. You can prepare yourself how to attend the CAS interview. Once you have thoroughly prepared, then you can go and record the interview. And once you have recorded the interview, then you have met all the conditions. You will receive your unconditional offer. And once you have the unconditional offer, the first thing you have to do is pay the deposit of £8,000. And once you have paid the deposit, then you receive your CAS, and then you can proceed with the rest of the documentation for the CAS, and then you can proceed with the visa process. So first, identify the program, submit the application, receive the conditional offer letter, proceed with recording the CAS interview. And once you have recorded your interview, then you go with unconditional offer and then go with the CAS documentation and the visa process. So when it comes to the academic requirements, I'll first discuss about the law program. We require 70% in your 12th, irrespective of the boards, whether you come from a state board or the CBSE, it is mandatory that you need to have 70% in your 12th. That is mandatory requirement for the law programs. Okay. If you're going for business undergraduate program, we require 65% in your 12th. Again, irrespective of the state boards, whether you come from state or CBSE board. If you're going for law postgraduate program, we require 50% in your bachelor's, irrespective of the bachelor's background. And if you're going for a business program, again 50% in your bachelor's. So that's the academic requirements. So when it comes to the English language requirements, okay, it is IELTS 6.5 overall with no band less than 6 for the law programs. Please note that it's IELTS 6.5 overall, no band less than 6 with law programs. And it is for the business programs, it is going to be IELTS 6.5 overall, no band less than 5.5 for postgraduate, and IELTS 6 overall, no band less than 5.5 for the undergraduate. Okay, so that's the English language requirements. So when it comes to the state boards waiver, we also accept following state boards. We accept Maharashtra, Gujarat, Kerala, Karnataka, West Bengal, Goa, Uttarakhand, and Rajasthan. So all these state boards, if the students have completed their 12th from the following state boards with 70% in their 12th English, we are happy to give them the English language waiver. Okay. Please note that the English language waiver for the following state boards is only applicable for the 6 years. If the student has completed in 2020 the 12th from the following state boards with 70% in English, the student is eligible for the English language waiver till 2026. Okay, that's how it works. And apart from these following state boards, we also accept the CBSE. If the student has got again 70% in 12th English, we are happy to give them the English language waiver. Okay, and we also accept medium of instruction. Just to give you an idea, all the major institutions in the in India are operating are all approved or included in the list. So if you are graduating from any of those institutions within the last 5 years, we are happy to give you the English language waiver based on the medium of instruction. And the letter of should be given from the university. It should contain your full name, the degree, the title, the qualification, year awarded, and clearly stating that it was taught and assessed in English. And please note that it is mandatory for the MOI to include your registration number. By any chance, if this are not included in the MOI, we will reject those MOI. Okay. And of course, alternative English test, if the students doesn't meet the following English criteria for the MOI or the 12 state boards, they can go for IELTS, TOEFL, and PT. So before I come into the conclusion part, why University of Law? We have amazing aspects called the employment promise. So students who are going to study PG business programs and the MBA program certainly gets an opportunity to get the employment promise. Either you get a job or you get your money back. And of course, students can choose either a 12 months program or a 24 months program. If they're going to study PG business programs, it's called the professional practice. Another advantage is payment after credibility interview. So students will not pay a single rupee till they clear the credibility interview. Post completing the interview only, fee, they can pay the tuition fees with utmost peace of mind, with utmost confidence. And of course, as a matter of fact, as I discussed earlier, we accept the MOI, medium of instruction, and the state codes for the English language waiver. One advantage with University of Law, we have more than 27 specializations in the law program, 10 plus specialization in PG business programs. And last but not least, amazing multiple campuses where students can explore to study in London, Birmingham, Manchester, Nottingham, Leeds, or Bristol. A few details. One of the advantage with University of Law is quick turnaround on the offer letters. So once you submit the application, within the 3 working days, we issue the offer letters. It's generally going to be 24 to 48, but still 3 working days is a mandatory time we mentioned. But generally, if you submit all the documents, it is going to be very quick. By any chance, if you have not submitted the document, then we process your application post receiving that particular documents. Of course, please submit all the documents, your 10th, 12th mark sheets, bachelor's mark sheets, consolidated mark sheets, and mandatory statement of purpose, letters of recommendation, passport. Please note that very important. If you have any previous visa refusals, it should be included in the application package. Okay, that's very important. And the minimum deposit is £8,000. For the sake of the bank transfer and charges, please additionally pay another £50 to £75, depending on that. I would advise please make it as £8,100. So even if the bank deduct £50 also, you will be still safe getting the unconditional offer and the cash documentation. And all the students will have to mandatory attend the compliance interview. So there is no way that you say that, we are getting a waiver from recording the CAS interview. So it's all the students record the CAS interview. It's mandatory. And if you have any doubts or concern, of course, you can attend our webinars, which will certainly give you an idea about our CAS interview as well. And of course, we have 3 major intakes for PG business programs. That is Jan, June, and September. For the law programs, for the LLM programs, it is September and January. For the undergraduate programs, it is only the September. So when it comes to compliance interview, I'll just take a minute or 2 here to explain few things. One, it's an AI-based interview. It's not a human intervention interview. And 15 seconds to read the question and 60 seconds to record the answer. Okay, so let me reiterate. It's an AI-based interview, 15 seconds to understand the question and 60 seconds to answer the question. Okay, the following questions will be there. 3 questions will be based on the security, like identity verification, passport verification, reading out the text loud, and there will be 1 trap question. Okay, 1 trap question is basically there is no right or wrong for this question, but just to maintain the flow of communication, just to ensure the students speak a proper English, we have something called the trap question. These are the few sample of questions. You will have why UK, why you law, why this particular program at the University of Law, who is sponsoring you, like financials, where you're going to stay, the accommodation, and general question like do you have any previous visa refusals, what are the responsibilities for student. And when it comes to the trap question, it's going to be who is your favorite actor or actress, what is your favorite cuisine, to name a few. That's it. If you have any questions, anything as such, you are always welcome to visit our website. You can chat with our students at any point of time, clarify the doubts, understand how we support our students throughout their academic journey. And of course, please subscribe to our ULaw channel. There's on the YouTube. You can understand how all the things helps in achieving the students in the conversational activities or even in understanding our business programs or the law programs. That's it. Thank you so much. I'm sorry if I've taken a lot of time, but I hope it was fruitful enough to understand more about the University of Law. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Gowda. Okay, so making an application with EducateMe Group, we're just going to take you through a couple of slides before we take on the questions and answers. So for those of you who are perhaps accessing through phone or PC, visit our website, www.educateme.group. Download the form. You can email us the form. Or the form is basically a questionnaire to understand your profile that allows our counselors to call you back and then talk to you in detail about your interest and your application. Okay, that's all it is. Just understanding what your requirements are, and then we'll take over. Then we'll take on your application thereon. Okay, so we're now open for questions and answers. We have a number of videos and testimonials on our website for those of you who want to see students that we have enrolled in other universities, at University of Law and so forth. Please do have a look at those videos. It'll give you a lot of satisfaction knowing that we are not one of those agencies that are here just today and gone tomorrow. We are very, very bona fide and very real. Okay, right. So if I can open up the Q's and A's now, please. If we can unmute everyone, please, our IT team, if you can unmute everyone, and then perhaps feel free. There is on the chat, there is telephone numbers of our counselors. Obviously, a bit late now, but you can call them tomorrow and they'll be happy to take on your questions. Any personal questions that you might have about a question you've seen something today and you want to ask some more details, please be free to feel confident in calling us tomorrow and we can help you. So if you don't feel that you want to talk out loud here in front of others, you can always call some of our student application counselors. We have a question, ICST applications accepted, waiver is not possible. There we go. Just going back onto the English part, if I may add, we do have a promotion, which I've just been reminded by my team. But we do have, for those of you who require English pre-sessional courses to get you ready for IELTS or Pearson's exams, we do have an offer at the moment where we're giving you a cashback of 100%. And it's basically pay 5,000 rupees, and on a successful application to University of Law, you will get your 5,000 rupees back. Okay, how about that? So it's actually a free course. There we go. They've just brought it on screen. Thank you very much. So very impressive. You get 100% cash back once you passed, and you've got your application from the University of Law. So if you're interested in taking on IELTS or PTE with us, you pay 5,000 rupees and you get your cash back once you've got your acceptance from ULO. Okay, so thank you very much to our colleagues at ULO for helping us with this. Okay, over to Q&As, please.
Any questions? I'm happy to clarify any doubts, any questions, any admission requirements or anything as such. Please note that we don't offer any research programs at the University of Law. We don't offer any PhD programs. We don't offer any research-based programs like Embrace or anything as such. We offer only the bachelor's and taught master programs. Mr. Rishi, we offer only MSc business programs, computer science and psychology, but not into environmental science again. So of course, we have LLM program. If you're happy, you can certainly explore our LLM programs as well. For students who are interested in supply chain management, they can certainly explore our strategic business management, which certainly helps them in securing the opportunities in the same line. So that's one particular program I would suggest. If you're happy, you can connect with EducateMe Group, and they will be happy to give you the certain details about the application process for the same. As I mentioned earlier, everyone can certainly go for LLM program, provided if you have 50% in your bachelor's, we are happy to consider you for our LLM programs. And if you want any particular program or anything as such, please reach out to EducateMe Group, and they are happy to support, and we'll be supporting them in the application and due course as well. Please contact, as they mentioned, they have provided the counselors details over there by name Ms. Mansi and Nancy. So please reach out to them, note down their numbers. You can reach out to them and they will coordinate further on the LLM programs, the submission of the application and everything.
Can I ask, is there anybody interested in what you have seen today? Perhaps just give a thumbs up, and then what we can do is ask our colleagues tomorrow to actually give you a call and follow up. So just give the thumbs up if there is any of you who are interested in or anything that you've seen today and you'd like to have a call back. Just give a thumbs up, please, and our colleagues will make a note of your inquiry. Thank you, Manua.
Okay, we have one question, Mr. Rishi. Mr. Rishi, you are certainly eligible to pursue the LLM program. By pursuing an LLM program, you're not entitled to practice in the Indian courts as an advocate or a lawyer, but certainly you can work in the corporate legal sector. Okay, there's a lot of demand in the corporate sector for the students who are studying the LLM programs. We have amazing specializations. As I mentioned earlier, you can certainly explore the avenues working in the corporate sector post completing the LLM program from the University of Law. And as I mentioned earlier, we also work with top 100 legal firms in the UK. So you're not blindfolded. As soon as you complete the law program, you can also explore the opportunity at the least firms in the UK. And once you have that experience and exposure, then you can come back to India and also, work in the corporate sector through your legal knowledge, what you've gained in the University of Law. Mr. Vinod would be the right person to answer this question. I'll pass it on to Mr. Vinod.
I had to smile when I saw that question. Regrettably, the laws have changed. The government here has stamped down on dependents, I'm afraid. There used to be a time, I think it was last year, they had stamped it down. So the answer is no, I'm afraid. Dependents are not allowed.
Mr. Munawar, yes, you can certainly go for the cybersecurity management, and it's one of the prominent programs at the University of Law, and certainly explore the avenues working in the tech sector as well post completing the degree. And it also comes with employment promise. So you are certainly welcome to pursue the cybersecurity management at the University of Law. See, one prominent factor I would like to mention here, those who are interested in switching over to tech field, you can certainly open, or look or consider the project management, the business analytics, cybersecurity management, management. All these programs are amazing programs for you to explore working in the tech sector. And the best advantage here is it also comes with the employment promise. Okay, that's one unique advantage. And the other important advantage here is you are going to learn from the subject matter experts. So post completing the degree, that also gives you an avenue to explore your opportunities in top 11,800 business and organizations in the United Kingdom. So that certainly opens opportunities for all the students who comes into these programs. And the best advantage is any student can come and enroll in the program if they have completed their bachelor's with 50%, and we are happy to give them the admission for all these programs. So you don't require to come from the law background or the tech background or any background. Provided if you meet the requirements, we are happy to give you the admission for these programs. And those who are interested in switching over to the tech career, we have some amazing program called MSc Computer Science Conversion, which is again, as the program itself is named as conversion program. So those who come from non-tech background, they can certainly enroll into the program and start, building their career in the tech field. So basically, the policing program is those who want to work as a police officers or the police in the UK, they can go for this policing program. Yes, Mr. Rishi, you have one more question you mentioned. So please, if you want, you can speak, or if you want, you can type in the chat. I'm happy to answer the same. So basically, if you come from the science background, arts background, or a commerce background, so there is no barrier, there is no restriction. You can certainly go for the LLM program. You can certainly go for MSc Cybersecurity program. So we are happy to consider. As I mentioned, please note, this is not just for Rishi, it's for everyone who are present here. There is no restriction, there is no challenges as such in switching over to any of the programs at the University of Law. As long as you meet the requirements, it's our responsibility to ensure that you are graduate with the right guidance and to support your, post-career prospects, like, in identifying the right opportunities to our employment promise with our employment support team, with our connections with 11,000 organizations. The responsibility is ours to ensure that, you are benefited with right knowledge and with right guidance to land you in the right opportunity. But we want you to excel in your academics through our support, through our guidance, to ensure that you have a seamless transition from your academic journey to professional journey. So any students who have interest to join the cybersecurity program or the LLM program at the University of Law, let me reiterate, there is no restrictions. You can certainly join any of the programs as long as you meet the academic requirements. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes.
To giving me a time for this moment. Actually, I got the call. So actually, I have a lots of questions. Science with environmental. As you said, sir, just a couple of minutes ago, a student can move LLM. That's good for a student also, and cyber security. But the thing is that if a student complete Bachelor of Science with cyber security, easy for them for MSc. And if person have a different like arts or chemistry, mathematical, etc. If he want to go to cyber security, I'm sure he will face little bit quite difficulties with this. About what I want to say from you. I want to know about from you, sir, about these things.
Okay. Rishi, I got your point. That's a very good question indeed. First thing, if the students are going to study the cybersecurity management, please note that they don't require any science background. So why we term this as, we clearly mentioned that, they don't require the science background or they don't require the technical background, because the modules, what we train them certainly requires minimum knowledge, but not the technical knowledge. Okay. So if they're able to understand what we are training in the classrooms, if they're able to follow the guidelines, it's happy, the students can be happy. This, it's just easily they can finish up or they can wrap up. Why we have designed this, we have designed the curriculum in a very particular manner, with a meticulously, with a detailed aspect, that whenever students come to the program, we know that, when we clearly mention that any students can come, we know that, students come from different backgrounds. So to seamlessly learn, to have that academic journey very easy for them, we have designed the curriculum where you don't require to have any prerequisites learning or prior learning in your tech field. Okay. So any students with any background can easily switch over to these modules because of the curriculum, because of the modules that are designed are more academic friendly for students. Even if they come from non-tech background, they can easily acclimatize to that. They can easily learn that. So that's how we have designed it. So that's a reason for any students, even if they come from non-tech background, even they come from non-lab background, they can easily accommodate, they can easily acclimatize, they can easily accommodate to that learning environment because of the curriculum we have designed. Okay. So that's one thing. And second, even if you do a career migration, it will certainly help you, but it's not going to affect in any, possible perspectives, because one of the prominent factors doctors with University of Law, as I mentioned earlier, we have something called the learning aspect itself is quite different here. We don't just give you the books, the handouts like that, but we have something called a consolidated engagement learning. So when we inculcate this kind of a learning, so students will have an opportunity to interact with the faculty, and then they have to do the research in their homework, and then again they have to come back to the classroom, and then they have to contribute to the classroom learning. So during this learning academic phase, you are not left alone, but you are thoroughly guided for the next 12 months in your academic journey to ensure that you are properly trained. So that's exactly one unique advantage with University of Law. We don't just train you, but we ensure that you have equipped with the latest knowledge and skill set to be successful. Okay. Yes. One more question. Yes. Tell me, Mr. Rishi. I'm happy to answer the question.
Sorry to disturb you, sir. Actually,
no,
I have
please.
one more concern, sir.
Yeah.
Actually, sir, I stopped my study 2012. I did MSc with environmental science with intense education. It's not means I didn't go to college. I did the practical and everything, whatever the requirement.
Okay.
But since that time, I'm working as an environmental field. I joined the hotel as a hygiene manager and training manager, everything in reputed hotel like a Taj. Yes. And after that, I moved to Germany in cruise line. Then after I moved to US in another cruise line. It's called Royal Caribbean. It's a very big, famous brand. Why I'm telling this? Because since that time to until now, it's called education gap. We need to give specific and valid reason, which is I have everything. Like what we call the joining letter or contract letter, something like that we call. So that where students are applying, they should give valid reason to the university so that they can understand. And if it is not, why I'm asking, because so many students also, I'm not talking about others, I'm talking about me also, because I have a more than enough gap. So now I want to continue my study, because due to some reasons person cannot study situation of the family. So now person want to, me or student want to study further. So this is my question: how many months I have this course, or how many years, so that I can plan, or same like me, other student can plan for the further, sir.
Got it. Okay. So I totally understand. The duration of the program is going to be 12 months if you go for a 1-year program. If you go for a professional practice, it is going to be 24 months. And when it comes to your previous education and education gap, if you have the letters and if you have a proper work experience, if you can justify your education gap, we are happy to consider the application as long as it meets the requirements. Okay. So when it comes to your education background, I want to certainly look into your transcripts and academics so that I can guide accordingly. So which I will discuss with EducateMe Group, post this webinar is complete. You can discuss with the concerned counselors, and then they will coordinate with me, and then we'll do that. So that shouldn't be a problem as long as, for the students. And with your experience and your knowledge, you have traveled around the globe, like you have, since you mentioned that you have worked in Germany with the cruise and then in the United States of America. So it certainly adds value to your profile. You can certainly contribute to the classroom. See, this is one unique advantage here. Those who come with experience, they don't learn. They also contribute to the classroom learning or the peer learning. So certainly you can contribute in multiple aspects, during your academic journey, whether, learning business programs or the management program or the marketing. So you can certainly bring in your experience, your exposure to the classroom, so they can also learn from that. So that is the unique advantage of studying in abroad. So this is what I really like about the UK, because if you look at, even I studied in the UK, so my personal expectation was always something that we learn from the friends, we learn from different people who have come from different walks of life. So they can also contribute to our learning. They can also contribute to our knowledge. They can also contribute to the classroom learning. So that is one unique advantage you can always expect in the universities in the Western countries. So that's definitely, I would love to say that, this experience, this exposure can certainly help you in the longer goals.
Thank you. Do we have any more questions?
I want to say thank you very much, sir, for giving me a time. And I have a suggestion, sir.
Yeah.
Better you can operate on many consultancy in India, because you have a very less consultancy. A student have a more. So they have very difficulties like me. Yeah, of course, I'm giving example for me, because I'm so far from your consultancy, and especially in major cities, it's like a Kolkata, New Delhi, okay, yes, Chennai, Mumbai, Hyderabad. This is the major cities of India. So that can cover Northeast, can cover Kolkata, all Uttar Pradesh and nearby, or it's like nearby New Delhi can cover New Delhi. They can fly from New Delhi. Similar, like it's just my suggestions. I'm not saying something different or because helpful for the students. I hear about your consultancy, have a UK also and have a yes India also. So just feedback from the students. This is the things only from my side.
Look, I'll tell you. I mean, there are many parts of India that we could open up offices, but I think the more and more we think about IT going forward, all of you now have computers in your pockets. Okay,
yeah.
You can do shopping online. You can do webinars online, just as you're doing video calling and things like that. It's accessible to everybody now, and so I think you're seeing more and more stores, and in fact, all over the world, you'll see more and more stores closing down as a result of shopping online. So the frequency of going to visit and choose items of clothing or choose items of maybe bedwear or settees or sofas or tables, household items, it's becoming less because you can order them from the comfort of your home. And I think that is becoming more and more visible in any country you're in. So I think the market conditions are that as India grows, technology will play a big part if it hasn't done so already. So I think the days of wanting to open up more and more offices and being face-to-face is becoming less, given how the age is and how fast we are moving forward with IT. But I hear you, but we are always accessible on the phone. You can call us anytime and we'll be happy to help.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Right, if there's no more questions, then I'd like to bring this webinar to an end, please. Just holding on for a few more seconds. If there's anything, any hands up or anything, nope, doesn't seem to be. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the webinar and we look forward to hearing from those of you who are interested. We've taken a few inquiries already, so thank you very much, and we'll be in touch. Thank you very much for everybody playing part, and our representative from University of Law, Mr. Hanamantha Gowda, thank you very much. I think the scholarships have been mentioned. This webinar will be available to look at and play tomorrow on our website.
Right. Thank you once again. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. And thank you, EducateMe Group. Thank you, Vinod. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. So feel free to reach EducateMe Group for any application queries or anything as such. We are happy to process your application and we are assuring continuous support to all the students. Thank you once again. Thank you so much.